Next on Worcester News tonight, a storm hitting central Massachusetts, dumping snow, causing delays and cancellations. Plus, the Worcester Red Sox choose a hometown brewery who's making a new baseball-themed beer. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Anna Botari. Snow in a wintry mix is falling across central Massachusetts at this hour. The weather has made for a difficult and messy ride home. Crews have been out treating the roads all day long. Our Cam Jandro joins us now live from Holden with the conditions out there. Cam?
Anna, we've had about 5 or so hours of consistent snowfall here in central Massachusetts. Plows, like you mentioned, have been out on the roads virtually all afternoon. And if you have a look, you can see we have some decent accumulation here in Holden. I can stick my hand through virtually and hide my hand. The streets are also getting packed with snow, making for a slippery and slick ride home. Earlier today, we caught it with a few people who are venturing out, whether it be for work or for something else, and having to deal with the elements.
Literal crapshoot. You got about 2 inches on the middle lanes, the outside lanes. You barely have any tar at all, really, so to speak. So I love the snow. I hate the other people. They don't use their blinkers, and they just tend to panic and just, they don't know how to drive.
Since this afternoon has been difficult, yes. It's very slippery underneath. It's packed and it's very slow, but you just have to kind of deal with it. So I'm just glad that it's almost the end of February, because whatever they throw at us, it won't last very long.
Now here in Holden, it's not just snowing. It seems to be a mix of freezing rain or sleet or hail right now. It's very cold. That's the other thing. It's very cold and windy, so the snow really isn't going anywhere. That's it for now. Live in Holden tonight, I'm Cam Jandro, Worcester News Tonight.
Thanks, Cam. Stay warm out there. Well, the snow that we're seeing outside is going to be changing over, and anything that's on the ground may not be here very long. We're expecting a bit of a warm-up. Here's a first look at our local forecast with meteorologist Chris Gloniger.
I'm meteorologist Chris Gloniger. Once this storm system moves out, we are expecting conditions to improve during our Wednesday. In fact, a high of 42 degrees, expecting a lot of that snow and ice to melt during the afternoon. That melting will continue on Thursday, and it will also continue into Friday with temperatures approaching 50 degrees. And if the snow doesn't melt, it will likely wash away by that point with some heavier rain moving in. Your hour-by-hour forecast on this evening's snow and how much we're expecting, I'll have those forecast details coming up in a few minutes.
Back to today's snow, it was also impacting air travel. Some flights at the Worcester Regional Airport were canceled Tuesday due to weather. 2 of 5 incoming flights and 3 of 5 outgoing flights were canceled. Meanwhile, Plows worked to clear the airport roadways and parking lots. Massport recommends travelers check their airline's website before heading to the airport. For some, the snow is a welcomed sight after the mild winter we've had so far. Nick DeLitto is owner of Jam Landscaping. He says while there hasn't been much snow this season, they've been busy salting icy roads over the past few weeks. But they're definitely happy to see the snow. He says plowing is a boost to their winter business.
When it snows, and we can keep our employees going, for long hours throughout the night. I hope it snows even more. Like you said, let it come down.
DeLitto says they'll be out plowing until this storm is over. Worcester canceled school today, and many others released students early. The decision to make a change in the school day isn't always an easy one for superintendents. Our Chandler Walsh joins us now live with more on what goes into the decision. Chandler?
Anna, Mountview Middle School is one of many schools across the county who had an early dismissal today. Superintendents say they expect complaints either way when making the call, but say they base it on safety, and many factors go into the decision. A snow-covered parking lot outside Wire Village School in Spencer. Students here were dismissed early before the first snowflakes fell. Superintendent Paul Hawhey says the decision wasn't a simple one.
We started yesterday dialoguing about what was happening with the weather and seeing what the National Weather Service was forecasting, and it just made sense. We didn't want people getting stranded. later part of the day.
Hawkey says he makes the call with help from the DPWs in his district and sometimes even police and local businesses. He also has a group text message with 16 superintendents from surrounding districts to hear what they're experiencing.
Knowing that and being able to make sure for our neighboring communities that, for us, can we get our kids safely home to and fro?
Kathy Benoit picked up her granddaughter Gwyneth off the bus. She and her husband helped their children by picking up their grandkids for delays and dismissals.
It's inconvenient to parents, but when you figure out how many children they're transporting on the buses and the bus companies and the liability, you can understand it from their perspective also.
And to grandmother's house they go with a plan for some fun.
Make a snowman.
Though the decision can inconvenience families, Hawkey says safety is the priority. He says the concern for this storm was the forecasted fast snowfall rate during the normal dismissal time.
When they're here, we want everybody to know they're safe. We've got heat, hot water, electricity, they're getting a good education, and everybody's safe. Well, it's the same getting them home.
Like many other superintendents, Spencer East Brookfield's Hawkey says the decisions for him aren't over. He'll be making another one in the morning about tomorrow's school day based on the snow and ice tonight. Live in Holden, Chandler Walsh, Worcester News Tonight.
The snow causing slick conditions today. Sutton police say this car slid off Dudley Road this afternoon. This happened just as the snow started collecting on the ground. The car hit a tree, causing damage to the front end and hood of the vehicle. The two people inside were not hurt and were able to drive away after the accident. AAA is warning drivers to use extra caution while driving in these conditions. They say the fast-falling snow and cold temperatures is a bad combination for cars. AAA Northeast spokesperson Mary McGuire says Tuesday is busy with dozens of calls. She advises people to stay off the roads if possible, and if you do have to travel, take it slow.
We always are very busy when it is stormy out. We are even busier when it is extremely cold because that's when we see a real preponderance of battery calls. If you are out driving, you need to remember that you simply have to allow greater stopping distance. You have to slow down. If you do go into a skid, you should turn your wheel in the direction in which you want to go and avoid slamming on your brakes.
McGuire says the company has all phone operators and roadside technicians working Tuesday to handle the increase in calls. More than 2 years before opening day, the Worcester Red Sox already have an official beer for Polar Park. The announcement Tuesday in line with the team's goal to incorporate all things Worcester to their new home. Our Brittany Schaefer joins us now live with the details. Brittany?
Anna, this will be the team's 22nd founding partner in Worcester. After opening just 9 years ago, the brewery says they never thought they'd get an opportunity like this one.
Ballpark that looks and feels and smells and tastes like Worcester.
It's the goal of Polar Park, who added a taste of the city Tuesday. Wormtown will be the hometown brewery of the Worcester Red Sox when the team begins play here in 2021.
They were really great ambassadors for the city, so when we thought about those tastes and those sounds and the smells of Worcester, Wormtown certainly comes to mind.
Something we've been working on for well over a year, and we're super excited to be able to announce that today.
The AAA affiliate to the Red Sox have now announced 22 founding partners in Worcester. City Manager Ed Augustus says it's great for the local economy.
I love the idea that the ballpark isn't just something that's happening over here, but it's something that's helping lift up existing businesses and adding to the visibility of their brands, helping them sell more products. Hopefully long-term means employ more people, bring more people to the city.
The brewery is making a new specialty brew called Welcome to Worcester, $1.25. To further welcome the team, 4 barrels of the Vienna lager will be aged on baseball bats.
We toasted the bats, we sanitized them with alcohol, and then we took those bats and we're going to age 4 barrels of that Vienna lager on those baseball bats, hopefully pulling out a little bit of smoky flavor, maybe a little bit of that wood character that you get from barrel aging beers.
Wormtown's managing partner David Field says collaborating with the Worcester Red Sox is something the brewery never imagined was possible.
This has been an amazing ride. I'm a Worcester guy, born in this zip code, 01604, raised in this zip code, and to see everything from our brewery to the development downtown and the Red Sox coming here, no, I never expected that 48 years ago.
And Wormtown will have a release party on March 3rd with fellow Worcester Red Sox partners Coney Island and Table Talk Pies. Brittany Schaefer, Worcester News Tonight.
A 19-year-old man is behind bars after sending Spencer police on an hours-long manhunt. Rasheem Rosa faced an arraignment in a dangerousness hearing Tuesday. Police say he was involved in a custody battle over a 17-year-old and took off into the woods with a 3-foot sword. Rosa was found with the juvenile and arrested in Sutton Monday. He's being held without bail. Social media helps Auburn police identify a suspect in a stolen credit card case. About an hour after posting photos of the suspect on social media, community members were able to let the department know who it was. Police say the woman and an unidentified man broke into vehicles at a local gym. The department is still searching for the suspects.